If there's one thing about me, I do what I say I'm going to do, and I don't double cross. So, you just became very fascinating to me. I just sort of thought you were this maybe, one-dimensional guy. Like, this is your thing. My goal is for your listeners and the left, who will be watching some on NBC to say, wow, that was really interesting. And then the next time I want to get somebody, they're going to say, look what you did to Alex Jones. It's not going to be some gotcha hit piece. I promise you that.
We talked controversies and conspiracies.
9/11.
Now, 9/11 was an inside job, but when I say inside job, it means criminal elements in our government working with Saudi Arabia and others wanted to frame Iraq for it. Just a fact.
Well, so I started my new job, you may have heard, and we're going to start first with this Sunday night news magazine program across from 60 Minutes, and it's sort of a good opportunity for long-form storytelling. It's not like the 3-minute interview. It's like the in-depth profiles of people. And at the top of my list was you.
So it's like an investigative report into fake news?
No. What we're doing?
Yeah, come on.
No, hell no. The reason I know you've got, what you do, but the reason you are interesting to me is because I followed your custody case, and I think you had a very good point about the way the media was covering it, and for some reason treated you and your family and what was going on as fair game when they never would have done that to, if you will, a mainstream media figure. And I saw a different side of you in that whole thing, and you just became very fascinating to me. I just sort of thought you were this maybe, one-dimensional guy. Like, this is your thing. And the comments I heard from you during the course of that trial and your plea to the media to be respectful of you and your kids just reminded me that you're just like anybody. You're a dad, and you go through the same things we go through. And I thought, now that would be an interesting story to tell.
Sure, but wouldn't the argument be that in the show, because I've seen that as a standard Democrat talking point, I'm not saying that's what you're doing, well, he asked for privacy in his family, but he didn't do that for Sandy Hook, and he didn't do that for the pizzeria.
No, I can ask you about that. This is not going to be a contentious, sort of gotcha exchange. That's not what this show is, and that's really not what I want to do. I want to do in-depth profiles on people, just interesting people. So I can ask you that. This is what the critics say, but this isn't going to be let's play a clip.
Sure, I don't mind. I don't mind questions. What I don't like is, did you know, or did your producers do that to you, where I said Hillary Clinton, personally, and it was tongue-in-cheek, so I can get the satire out, you guys took it out of context, but did personally kill kids by the Iraq War, the Syria War, or the Libya situation, and you guys cut the back off of that. It was in the same 30 seconds where I said, I'm not talking about the pizza place, I'm talking about in the Middle East.
Gallagher in our West Coast newsroom on how this whole thing got started. Trace?
Megyn, as many controversies do these days, it began with a tweet. On October 30th, days after the FBI announced they'd be reopening an investigation into Hillary Clinton's emails, someone on Twitter, whose name remains unverified but has several thousand followers, posted that new emails found on Anthony Weiner's computer confirmed that Hillary Clinton was involved in a pedophilia ring. InfoWars' Alex Jones, a far-right web host, posted a YouTube video seen almost 500,000 times.
When I think about all the children Hillary Clinton has personally murdered and chopped up and raped, I have zero fear standing up against her.
The rumor spread, inspiring some newfound internet sleuths to start digging around in John Podesta's hacked emails, searching for proof and location of the so-called sex ring. What they found were numerous references to pizza.
No, this is completely unfamiliar to me.
Remember you had James Alefantis on Fox News? You're talking about fake news?
The guy from Cotton Pizza?
Yes, and then you played a clip of me saying Hillary personally kills children.
Forgive me, Alex, but I don't remember the clip. I remember him and, the nature of that that exchange, which I think is the only time I've ever discussed.
Sure. I mean, all I'm saying is I can send you the Right Wing Watch clip where we first reported it, and they said Jones tongue-in-cheek, said that Hillary killed all these kids, but then said it, in Syria and Libya. So, I mean, I'm just telling you, that's the kind of stuff that scares me, because I can stand for what I've said, and I can even say, yeah, I probably should. Sure.
Listen, I'll take a look at that. That's very unfamiliar to me. All I can tell you is that I bend over backwards to ensure that doesn't happen.
Sandy Hook.
Well, Sandy Hook's complex because I've had debates where devil's advocates said the whole story's true, and then I've had debates where I've said that none of it's true.
When you say parents faked their children's death, people get very angry.
Yeah, well, I know, but they don't get angry about the 500,000 dead Iraqis from the sanctions, or they don't get angry about all the illegals.
That's a dodge.
No, it's not a dodge. The media never covers all the evil wars it's promoted, all the big things.
That doesn't excuse what you did and said about Newtown.
Here's the difference. I looked at all the angles of Newtown, and I made my statements long before the media even picked up on it.
I'm sort of, for lack of a better term, I'm trying to create a different kind of program. And it's fine. I'll ask you about some of the controversies, of course, and you'll say whatever you want to say. But it's not going to be some gotcha hit piece. I promise you that. It doesn't serve me. It doesn't do me any good. If I do that to you, then you go out there and you say, she did a hit piece on me. This is what she said, and this is what she did. And then the next time I want to get somebody, they're going to say, look what you did to Alex Jones. Screw you. So I promise you that's not what this will be. It really will be about who is this guy, and we'll talk about some of the controversy, and I'll ask you, and you can respond, and we'll get into the whole, what you've been through this past year. And my goal is for your listeners and the left, who will be watching some on NBC, to say, wow, that was really interesting. All I can do is give you my word and tell you, if there's one thing about me, I do what I say I'm going to do, and I don't double cross. So I promise you, when it's over, you'll say, absolutely, she did what she said she was going to do, and you'll be fine with it. I'm not looking to portray you as some boogeyman or, do any sort of a gotcha moment. I just want to talk about you. I want people to get to know you. And the craziest thing of all would be if some of the people who have this, insane version of you in their heads walk away saying, you know what? I see, the dad in him. I see the guy who loves those kids and who is more complex than I've been led to believe.
Sure, but just so you know, on all the Sandy Hook things, I've had debates where I've shown both sides, where I go back and forth, but I believe people died there. And then they never show me really saying that over the years, you can look where the people that think nobody died are the ones that all hate me on the other side of it. And so what I'm saying is, people take clips out of context, and I know I've done a lot of stuff, some of which I'm not proud of. So if people want to do a real piece or something, obviously I don't want to sit here and dodge all these interviews. Like I told, they wanted me to tape something for Charlie Rose's show. They wanted me to tape something for The View. I'm not saying, I'm such a big, famous guy. It's just that.
No, I understand.
These taping things really just lends itself to be, to ask yourself to be run over. But I understand. Obviously, this is a magazine show, so it's highly produced.
Megyn Kelly has just put out a statement addressing all this. We can put it up on the screen. I find Alex Jones's suggestion that Sandy Hook was a hoax as personally revolting as every other rational person does. It left me and many other Americans asking the very question that prompted this interview. How does Jones, who traffics in these outrageous conspiracy theories, have the respect of the President of the United States and a growing audience of millions? Our goal in sitting down with him was to shine a light, as journalists are supposed to do, on this influential figure.
And it's beautiful. You would not believe the number of resources they use over at NBC News. It's a whole new world. But they're incredibly careful about that stuff, and they have all sorts of lawyers and standard practices people.
Well, it's funny. I did notice that NBC was the only one. This is weird. They actually got it right that I got joint custody, and that actually was calling us wanting a statement about what actually, because they called and said this doesn't look right with what they're saying she won custody, because the judge.
Truly, it's like a whole new world over there. They deeply care about this kind of thing, and it's not that we didn't care on cable. It's just a different game on cable. You move faster, and it's more real time, and that's just the fact that more mistakes get made. But I will promise you to personally look at any clips we want to use of you and have a producer run by you whether we are taking it in context and what you are saying about it.
I say some pretty. I say some pretty wild stuff, and I'll admit to a lot of it's satire. But also, I'm not being fake about what I'm saying. But then if I play the character like devil's advocate on something, it's not like I'm being deceptive. If I dress up in a devil outfit or something, I'm like playing the part of the devil. Then I don't literally believe what I'm saying. I know you know that, but the media really did take that and run with that too. But when would this air though?
Probably July.
Oh, that's good.
It'll probably be July. We can shoot it in June.
Will NBC finally pull the plug on Megyn Kelly's controversial interview with radio personality and conspiracy theorist Alex Jones?
Hey, so Megyn Kelly's been taking a lot of heat for interviewing radio show host Alex Jones.
He is somebody who President Trump called after the election to thank him for his role. Trump had gone on his radio show during the campaign.
Kelly and NBC are now under fire for giving airtime to the radio talk show host who has called the Sandy Hook school shooting a hoax.
Megyn Kelly is jumping right back into the deep end as NBC plans to air a sit-down interview with conspiracy hack Alex Jones this Sunday.
Mr. Jones doesn't talk to a lot of reporters, but we're very glad he made an exception. When you say parents faked their children's death, people get very angry.
Yeah, well, I know, but they don't get angry about the $500,000 dead Iraqis from the sanctions, or they don't get angry about all the illegals.
That's a dodge.
No, it's not a dodge. The media never covers all the evil wars it's promoted, all the big things.
That doesn't excuse what you did and said about Newtown.
Here's the difference. I looked at all the angles of Newtown, and I made my statements long before the media even picked up on it.
I think Alex Jones is disgusting. I think the things he says are awful. He makes me physically sick. With that being said, he does have the ear of the president, and he has 6 million people that listen to him. And I would like people out there to know that there is a segment of the population that's drawn to this. We have a problem in this country, and I would like him to be exposed.
This is a nasty man that has harassed the parents of dead children. I don't think you give him a platform to more than the 6 million people that already follow him.
It's not so much that NBC is creating or elevating Alex Jones as it is reflecting the fact that he is an influential guy.
JP Morgan Chase pulled its advertising from the show, and the Sandy Hook Promise Foundation disinvited Kelly as host of its annual gala.
The Sandy Hook thing is disgusting. He's admitted in court documents for his divorce that he doesn't believe that in what he's saying, that he's playing a character.
But there's a lot of controversy around this network about Alex Jones, for example. But the fact is that he is an unalloyed racist, a man who's out there pulling the pin on the grenade every day, and he has 6 million viewers.
Why give him the notoriety that he obviously craves?
Well, the thing is, he already has
6 million people find him. That disgusts me more, what it says about the people that would choose to follow someone like that.
Well, the president follows.
But it's 6 million.
Exactly.
You're
What
right.
about him? Would you give Donald Trump airtime?
Over the years, John, as you know, journalists have interviewed murderers and rapists and child molesters. I mean, the anchors interviewed Saddam Hussein, Charles Manson, O.J. Simpson. So this is part of what we do.
NBC is taking a huge gamble Sunday night, maintaining her sit-down with controversial conspiracy theorist and InfoWars host Alex Jones will air in spite of the uproar.
Wow, so you guys would come here?
Absolutely. Yep. It's good for me because I haven't launched my daytime show until that comes on in September. So it's been actually kind of a luxury. I'm going to the end of to Russia at the end of this month. You may have heard to interview Mr. Putin among others on stage at this thing. So we're gonna kick it off with a bang, and then we've got a lot of great people who I'm going to profile, and they're all interesting, and they're from all ends of the ideological spectrum, and people who aren't in politics at all. It's just
I get it. So this is like a reboot, relaunch for you. That you're not the right-wing or left-wing pundit from Fox. You're an investigative journalist that does magazine investigations or.
Exactly. So it's like an entirely different set of muscles. And trust me when I tell you, my goal is not to go out there and be like, oh my God, if I sit with her, she's going to kill me. Of course, I'm going to do a fair interview. I'm still me. I'm not going to go out there and be Barbara Walters. But you just trust me. I will ask you about the controversies. I'll ask you in a I'll be fair about it. I'll give you the chance to respond. And I really want to just talk about you. Hopefully, and it's easier to do it, in broadcast media as opposed to print media, where no one gets to see you, no one gets to watch an exchange where they get to take the measure of the man. Away from the studio. I know exactly what you mean. You get behind that anchor desk, and it's like there's a rush of adrenaline. I always used to say that it's like my superhero self when I'm behind the anchor desk, but it's like a charged up version of you. But this is something different altogether. This is like this is your chance to tell people who you are, and in the same way, like you're talking about reinventing yourself. Me too, in a way. You know, I have not enjoyed being in any way on the pointy end of the political spear. You know, it was never anything I wanted to do. And so it's not, you know, I always say that I'm a combination of Mike Wallace, Oprah Winfrey, and Larry the Cable Guy.
I know Larry the Cable Guy. He's a good guy.
I love him. And so, like, that's what you'll get in the interview. You get, you know, a little bit of all three of those, and hopefully everybody will walk away feeling like they had a good dinner, you know. Nutritious, some red meat with some dessert at the end.
Sure, but separately, and you guys won't show where my office is or anything like that?
Hell no. We don't need to do any of that.
Well, listen, I know you're busy. I'll quit ranting at you, but I mean, that's the kind of stuff, and I know I can't get that in a soundbite on your show, and I know that, come on.
But I understand the context. I see what you're saying, and I mean, I promise you that whatever, I'll look. To be perfectly honest, I don't know about all the controversy surrounding. I know you make waves and people have this reaction like, oh my God, Alex Jones. So I'll look at some of them, and I'll just ask you about them. You're going to be far better versed in any of this stuff than I will be, and you'll have the chance to say whatever you want to say. And if I ask you about any controversy, you'll have the chance to address it fully, and I'm not going to cut you in a way that is going to take out the heart of your explanation or the real substance of it. I won't do that. So you just come down here for like one day, or just, what do you think? Yeah, like one or two at the most, and we'll do like a walk and talk, and we'll set up something nice, or we can. One of my producers will weigh in on that because they know how to make it look beautiful, and they'll work with you and do something that's acceptable to you. So, that can all be worked out. That's small fish.
Well, I'm going to trust you because here's the thing. I mean, I thought it would be smart for you when I heard what you were doing just in the news. Because, I mean, obviously you knew when they threw you in front of Donald Trump that was like walking into a radiation chamber, right?
I had a feeling he wasn't going to like my question. I don't think I fully understood just how much he was going to dislike it. But, every experience is a growth opportunity, Alex. And I do feel like a stronger person as a result of these past 2 years than I was prior. And it's like going to the gym and working out your muscle. It's got to break down a little bit in order to get stronger. All right. Well, listen, thanks for taking so long because I know you're a busy person. But anyways, I've talked your head off. I apologize. And no worries. Listen, I feel for you. This must be very stressful. Well, I've always been a fan of yours until everything happens. So, until Trump. He's passed it. Hopefully, you'll get past it too. And I'm grateful. Thank you for saying yes. And we'll follow up on the details. Okay. Well, I can't wait to meet you. Thanks. All right. All the best. I'll see you. Bye.